These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Tonight, on Fans Gone Wild, we sat down with 2 different Star Trek fans and cultural psychologist Clarice Melbourne. Let's see what they have to say.
Hello.
Could you tell me what language you're speaking?
Oh yeah, that was Klingon, the language that only a few really dedicated Star Trek fans know. We learned it all through, YouTube videos or college classes. Pretty sweet.
So, how big of a Star Trek fan would you say you are?
I guess I've seen the new 2 movies, like Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness, but I really just like Chris Pine and Benedict Cumberbatch, so that's kind of how I got into it.
I would actually consider myself a rather large Star Trek fan. I actually grew up watching the show with my family, and I have been to quite a few conventions, so I'd say I'm a pretty dedicated Trekker.
Alright, let's see, do you remember when you first saw Star Trek?
Yeah, let's see, it was the pre-release back in 1966. So, those of us that were there that saw it, we consider ourselves the enlightened ones. And the show ran from then 1966 to about 1969, and I miss it every day.
I've also heard the term Trekkie used to describe Star Trek fans. Is there a difference between the two?
There actually is a very big difference between the two. Over the years, Trekkie has become a little more derogatory. A lot of the fans who we would now describe as a Trekkie don't always have 2 feet on the ground, if you will. They're a little overzealous. They almost live in the Star Trek universe, whereas a Trekker like myself is a very large fan of the show, really appreciate it, maybe been watching it for a long time, but still go on with their everyday lives and just really overall enjoy the show.
My fan club, we do a lot of charity work like blood drives or food banks, and then we donate every month to NASA to try to get us out there, in space.
Many Star Trek fans are just normal everyday people who all just have a love for Star Trek.
Alright, so I'm gonna assume with your outfit and everything here you attend conventions.
Mm-hmm.
Are there very many girls at these conventions that you go to?
Actually, yeah, there's a lot of girls that go to these conventions. They go for the great sense of community and bonding that we have at these conventions. The girls love to dress up as Klingons so that they can more easily interact with us other fans that know it and like to do that too.
They go to conventions to meet others with similar interests, feel a sense of community, and express a mutual love for the television show.
Alright, well, have you seen any of the original series, or do you have any interest in seeing it?
No, who would even be in them?
Well, William Shatner.
Isn't he the Priceline negotiator guy?
Alright, I guess so. What about Leonard Nimoy?
They mentioned him on Big Bang Theory once, but, who does he even play?
Spock.
No, Zachary Quinto is Spock.
So with all this time spent at conventions and doing charity work, do you still make time for the ladies?
Oh, of course, man, yeah. I just recently made a profile on StarTrekDating.com and find it really useful to try to get out there and find the ladies that are really interested in what I love, Star Trek.
Star Trek has been around for a very long time, and the show appeals to many different people as well as generations. The show's focus on principles and ethics such as freedom, equality, exploring the universe, and also and improving the human condition. Star Trek, in fact, was the first TV show to actually feature an African-American woman, and she played the character Uhura in Star Trek the original. Nichelle Nichols, she was on the show, the original Star Trek, and it was actually a very big deal in the late 60s and early 70s to feature an African-American woman as opposed to just having her either be a nurse or a minor character on the show.
Well, is there anything else that you liked about the Star Trek movies you saw?
I really liked that scene when they were dueling with the lightsabers. I liked that.
I think we're done.
Oh yeah, Destination Star Trek. That was held in London back in 2012, and it actually set the record for the most number of Trekkies, Trek fans that were there dressed up in Star Trek costumes. We really found it interesting interacting with even the less serious fans and talking about what we all love, and that's Star Trek.
The creator of the show, Gene Roddenberry, actually wanted the show to have all different kinds of people on it, whether it's having someone who is Asian American or Scottish or Russian or really any ethnicity or even half Vulcan. It was just a really big opportunity to show how he expects the future to be very open and have an appreciation for other ethnicities and genders.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. Star fact.
Okay. No, I can't. I cannot. Okay.